Pack Nation. Thank you so much for joining in on this episode with us and for finding our channel here at Tuffy Talk, man. We're really excited about this interview today because the guest in the show, the star for this episode, if you will, is NC State defensive lineman commit Isaiah Shirley. And Isaiah, thank you so much for joining the show, man. Really glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on. So.
Yeah, man. Hey, so you committed to NC State not too long ago, and we wanted to be able to get some of the recruits to have opportunity to talk to the fans. But I wanted to start from the beginning a little bit, if you will, of before you committed to state, just talking about your high school and growing up and what that looks like, and then transitioning to why NC State and those kind of things. So,
yeah,
to start off with, man, you're from Boone, and you don't see a lot of you don't often hear a lot of guys being committed to big time schools or big time athletes coming from the Boone area. And you play for Watauga. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So I'm going to start with the high school first. Watauga, can you talk a little bit about playing there and what that has taught you growing into the player you are now, the young man, the man you are now, and maturing that way as an athlete and as a person?
Yeah, no, Watauga has a interesting dynamic to it, for sure. But no, I really like. I wouldn't want to play anywhere else, anywhere else in the nation, really, because you know, we're a big school, we're big enough school to be in 4A, as some know. So we got enough kids to be in 4A. I think we're like 20 kids over it. They could be in 4A. So and the way our county works, we have people who are farmers or who are really into sports, or even the university being here, you have some hikes, people like who like to hike, and earthy, I guess you could say. But so it has like a lot of different people coming together in one school. So I kind of see a little bit of everything. I'm kind of friends with a little bit of each group, and especially within our football team. And that's what our coach talks about a lot is breaking cliques, because in these bigger cities, most football players are, you know, for the most part, the same dynamic, they do the same type of things. But you have people who drive in 30 minutes to get to school, because we're one county high school. So you have people who drive 30 minutes who live out on a farm, and who are doing this and that. And then you have guys who live more in the town who don't do any of that, and they're more just like playing basketball, pick up basketball, stuff like that. So it's a lot of different cliques that kind of gets like not really cliques when it comes to football.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm friends with all my teammates, and it's kind of been cool like to learn new things from stuff I don't even like doing, but they love doing. So that's really helped me grow as a person. Help me kind of broaden my horizons a little bit, and then just having the opportunity to play in front of like people who love football. I mean, everybody up here loves football. And App State's right up the street, so everybody they crowd that in, and it's just been cool like having App State there and watching everybody just love football. Everybody supporting us. I mean, freshman year, we do like the stadium walk, and I was like, for a little freshman running through, I was like, dang, this is a lot of people. I didn't think talking football is this big like this, but yeah, no, we had. I love the support that I get from everybody, and I feel like I have good people in my corner, and you kind of don't get that when you're down the road, and and you have a bunch of kids on the team and only a couple guys who stand out. I feel like everybody, for the most part, is, just like the next guy. I mean, Isaiah is just like Jim Bob or whoever on the team. And I feel like that's cool. So I really love that. And I really love, playing within their system. And, it's been good stuff. I mean, like I said, I want to play anywhere else in the nation, to be honest with
That's
you.
cool, man. So did you grow up playing football? Was that even an interest of yours growing up, or what was that like?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know, or people who do know me. I was like a short, fat kid, not like probably the worst athlete out there. But I played base.
Guilty.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, if you know, and so I played baseball, football, and a little bit of basketball. Like going to third, I played football and baseball. Fourth, I played baseball and football, and then I started playing basketball in fifth grade. And like I said, I was just a short, fat kid. I mean, I used to, I would strike out and I would, cry. I was no good, just no good. I'm still not the best at baseball, but I started, obviously growing a little bit, getting bigger. Started getting more into my body, started thinning out a little bit, less like this and more like,
Yeah.
getting stretched out. Because man, when I tell you, I was like, shoot, fifth
I
grade,
think
I was probably 5'5", 220 or something. I was like short and
yeah,
fat
oh, I
really bad.
think all of us were short and fat at one point, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
some of
no,
us still are. So
yeah, no. I
I'm
was
not
the bowling
looking
ball.
at you, Greg. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Eh,
now he might take that one
if
personal.
the ice cream tastes
Yeah, no,
good.
I'm
No, he might
kidding.
take that one personal. But no, it's been cool. Obviously, watching my body grow and watching everything change, and then and within growing as a better person, and you have Christ, and then he helped me grow mentally
Yeah,
too.
it's
I
awesome.
was very unstable probably, and he helped me grow within that, and everything started coming together. Eighth grade, ninth grade ish. I start you know not the worst athlete on the team, maybe in the middle a little bit. And then, I got to play varsity as a freshman, and that kind of opened my eyes. Kind of, like, I might have something here. And then I kind of talked to my guardian. He's like me calling him my guardian. My parents,
Yeah,
Joe Temple. He kind of one day we're sitting on the floor, and I think it was going into no, it was right after the ninth grade season ended, and we were watching Alabama playing somebody in the national championship, and that's just what it was. Alabama playing somebody. That's one thing I remember. And he was like, I was like, I want to do that, kind of joking around. And I guess he saw something that I didn't see yet, and he was kind of like, broke it down how many hours it takes to play Power Five football, big time type of football. And I don't think he realized how serious I was going to take it. So I thought on him for a couple of days, and I was like, kind of came back to him. I was like, all right, I'm ready to go, type of thing. So we kind of hit the ground running. COVID hit. That kind of helped me. Got to hit the field every day, and kind of just worked on. Joe always said, we want to work on macro, and your coaching do macro things, better athlete, running better, fluidity, and stuff like that. So we hit the ground running in there. Sophomore year rolls around. We get to play in the spring, and now I'm sitting here talking to you guys, kind of thing. It's kind of where it connects. But it was great stuff, and I'm happy, to see how my life has changed and how it's changing, and all that.
it's awesome.
So just in the 5 minutes we've talked to you, you do not talk and act like your typical teenager. You seem wise beyond your
No,
years, right? Like it almost sounds like you have an old soul, which is a great
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
by
no
the
way.
way. And you're very passionate the way you speak, right? Like you can hear it from the heart right
Yeah,
now, and it's very refreshing to hear that. But I'm going to turn it back over to Macon real quick because there was something that you mentioned in one of the interviews, and you kind of alluded to it a second
yeah,
ago. So, Macon, back to
yeah,
you for that
yeah, man.
question we talked about.
So I've been reading some of the interviews just to kind of even get a background context of things people have asked you before and stuff that just get to know you a little better. And one of the things that I read or heard that through one of the interviews is that you had mentioned one day you could see yourself being a team chaplain or something to that
yeah,
effect.
yeah.
And
Yes, I
I've
did.
seen on your social media, you've been at FCA events, I believe it is, at your school. I think it's
Yeah,
FCA, is it right?
yeah, yeah. We had FCA camp. They had me speak in front of everybody and give my testimony, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
that was a good time.
Can you talk about your faith and what that's meant to you growing up too? Because I mean, and
Yeah,
how that's you clearly it seems to define you. And I can tell you as a fellow, I believe I'm a Christian too, so I that matters a lot to me.
Yep.
It
yeah,
defines who I am as well. Christ does. So that's just a little personal stuff about me. But can you talk a little bit
yeah.
about what that has looked like for you?
Yeah, so like I said, fifth grade-ish, I was not. I mean, I went to church, and and I got saved like fourth grade.
Yep.
I got saved, and that's kind of one pastor put it a great way. He said, Jesus was my savior, but he wasn't my Lord yet at that point, and that was kind of my thing.
Mhm.
That I started going to church more, started getting around better things, and started growing in my faith really and really taking it more serious, not as I'm saved, because you start getting older, obviously, and I'm sure that happens with everybody who's a
Yeah.
brother in Christ, and I just started getting older, and I just started realizing like what God had in store for me and what I was
Yeah,
thinking,
man.
what was like it was coming together, and there's a reason these things were happening to me at this time, and why I ended up in this predicament at this time, and like me looking back on that, that fifth grader nervous wreck, short and fat type of thing. Until
Yeah.
now, it's just I don't know. I mean, that doesn't happen by on accident. I actually believe that. It's just he's moved. He's
Absolutely.
done things with me, and like I said, he does it with other people, and he takes ordinary people and his extraordinary things, in my opinion.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
so I just think that he's kind of led me in that way, and that's why I kind of been moved to get back to the team chaplain question. They're asking kind of what I want to do. I said I want to be a coach. It's what I want to do. kind of use
You can hear it in your
kind of use
voice.
my story, and kind of inspire other people, and in that way, and obviously doing it through Christ. And I feel like that's kind of my mission field, if you will, is through
Yeah,
football.
I
I
hear
think
you.
that's my best
Yeah,
mission field. But if coaching doesn't work out, then that's when I alluded to the team
yeah,
chaplain. But like I said, I mean, like the way God has just took my life to where it was, to where it's now, and to where it's going. I mean, I'm learning every day, and obviously I have my bumps in the road, and
yeah,
as everybody does.
yeah.
But
Nobody's
no,
perfect,
as like I
right?
said,
Nobody's
yeah,
perfect, right?
exactly,
That's where grace
exactly. But
comes in, right? Yeah,
exactly, grace, and God showed me a lot of grace, and He still is. So I just, like I said, I don't know how someone could go through this process of picking schools and knowing what's what without God kind of to pull those blinders back for you and kind of give you clarity on schools. I don't know. I couldn't do it myself.
yeah.
So that's kind of where I base. I wouldn't say I base. I mean, that's I prayed on it, and I got that feeling for a reason, and
That's
that's
cool, man.
that's why I'm
Well, you
talking to
can
you guys
tell,
and NC
yeah,
State.
you can tell with how you're answering things that I'll say to personal note, it's really blessed me, encouraged me just even hear you say that on my personal note. But
Absolutely.
the man, just seeing how that you mature you are, that's
Hmm.
really stands out. Like I'm thinking like NC State's just had their ACC kickoff day, man, and I could see okay Isaiah, if that's the way it works out for you, and God lines it up for you. Moving on the road, you end up being one of the guys. I could see, okay, he's like already a cream of the cut kind of guy, just cream of the crop, just being the guy
He could have his own
on
pulpit for the
the
day.
good spokesperson. You exude
Yeah.
confidence, man, and that's really encouraging and
Yeah.
awesome to see, and very mature in how you
Yep.
speak. So
Well, no, I appreciate it. Thank you so
So,
much for that. I can't take all the credit for that. It's definitely one of my parents brought me up the
yeah,
last few years and stuff. So, but yeah, thank you guys.
yeah,
yeah. So let's so we dug a little bit into your
Yeah.
background, and we definitely appreciate you sharing all your testimony there. So let's talk about NC State. Why NC State? Like, how did you get on their radar? What obviously you said you prayed on NC
Mm.
State, and God has led you to this path, but just the from a physical football standpoint, like why NC State?
Yeah. So NC State, so Appalachian State, obviously is my backyard. They offered me first. After my first sophomore year game in the spring, and then Louisville shortly after. As you guys know, Scott Satterfield was that out, and
yep,
now he's at Louisville.
Yep.
yep,
So got connections there. And then NC State was my third one. So they came in third. Coach Wiles gave me a call and was like, I want you to come play football here at NC State. And if I would have known, I would have chosen NC State then. I might have cut it off then. But I just, I'm so glad I went to all the schools and had the opportunity to visit all the schools,
Sure.
obviously. But yeah, no, what it came down to is what I was looking for is someone who's gonna, number one, like we talked about, who spiritually and cares about that and offers that spiritual aspect of it, because that's just something that my family believes, something that I
sure,
believe,
sure,
and then gets to some like a coach that genuinely cares about Isaiah, not about. I mean, obviously, I got on the radar because of the football, but like I want them to know that I'm more than a football player, and I feel like NC State saw that, and other schools saw that as well. But that's something I was looking for, is that a coach who's going to invest in Isaiah on and off the field,
yeah,
who's going to, and they understand my goals, and they're going to do everything in their power to get, help me reach those, and that's what I look for in that, and then really just the overall feel for it, like how I mesh with guys who aren't on the football team, or how I mesh with people who aren't, like walk on the campus, get a feel for it, and where we come from is Boone, blue collar type of thing. App's very blue collar, hardworking people, and I kind of got that feeling with State in a way. And that's just my opinion. I'm sure other people have other opinions, but
No, your opinion's
yeah, I
correct.
feel like it's just hardworking, good people who
Yeah.
care about each other and who love football. That's what I felt like, and really I just got that feeling, and then on all the other schools that I visited, I mean, I felt that with coaches too. I felt coaches that are really going to invest in me, but it really just came down to prayer, and I got clarity on like stuff is like, nah, like I don't want to go there. And all of a sudden I got this feeling like I don't want to go there. And I was like, that's for a reason. And then I kind of slowly dwindled down. And then, like I said, the pack was the last man standing. But yeah, no, that, like I said, I was thankful for all the schools and everything they offered me. But it really is nothing that, and coaches ask me, what could we have done better? It's nothing that they didn't do. It's just they showed me everything they could. It's just I kind of just weighed my options and prayed on it and got that feeling, and that's kind of how I ended up. But I hope that answers your question.
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
So, and I touched on this a little bit earlier too with the Mount playing in Boone area. I mentioned how you don't see a lot of, you don't hear as many, and like you look historically, a lot of big time football recruits coming out of the mountains of North Carolina. But if I look back just at NC State, recently, even in this recruiting class. There's Cayman Smith,
Zach,
right from Wilkesboro. You got Zach from
Zach's
Arden.
up in Ash. Yeah.
Yeah, and Arden, and then even I think previously, I'm not mistaken, I think Aiden White, who's on the team right now, when like a freshman
Okay.
sophomore, is from the mountain area as well. I can't remember. I think that's right. And I'll have to fact check myself here on this show, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of talent coming out of that region. Uh,
Yeah.
have you seen players getting? I mean, I guess you wouldn't know a difference because you're growing up yourself, maybe. But do you notice how good is the talent in the mountains that maybe people don't really realize?
Yeah, I feel like people kind of sleep on the mountains, and we don't get as much exposure up here, up on this side of the. Just because we're not. I mean, I didn't go to my first camp until after I was offered. I mean, that's just what. I mean, we always just believe if you're good enough, they'll find you, type of thing. And but like I
Yep.
feel like people kind of just. It's not necessarily they're down. They don't think there's no talent up there. I still don't get as much exposure as we do
Sure,
down in the Charlotte area, in the Raleigh's area, in the Greensboro area, just
sure.
because all those camps. I mean, everywhere I go, I travel 2 hours just about. So I feel like it's this less on exposure, but we got some great players up here in this region. I know we got some good players in our conference. Obviously, Cayman's a great player. Zach's a great player up there at Christ School.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I think there's good talent up here. Obviously, I feel like there's more people down there, so obviously there's gonna be more talent down there because there's more people. But yeah, I feel like we got some good players that are gonna be coming up on the rise. I have a teammate, Trey Thompson. He's gonna go play at Davidson.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, and we got some great key players who I think would go to like LRs and schools like that. And I feel like people just kind of not necessarily saying we don't have talent; they just don't have as much exposure. But like I said, yeah, there's some good players up here, and there's good players all around the state. But I feel like we got a good bunch up here for
Yeah,
sure.
and I did check myself while we were looking here. Aiden White's from Arden too. I think he played at Christ School, so I guess that's where
Where is Arden? So Arden is where Christ School is at.
it's near Asheville, essentially,
Okay. Yes. See,
Hendersonville,
I get
Asheville
lost.
area. So
Yeah, I get like when you
Yeah.
get past Boone up there, I get confused of what's what.
I
If
think
it's
everybody
Tennessee, if
does,
it's
not
not.
just you, man.
Yeah, yeah. If it's Tennessee, if it's
It,
not, like I don't
And don't
know.
even
But
try telling people
it,
where
it,
Western
it-
Carolina University is. It's like it's just deep, deep in the
the
mountains area.
we
yeah.
So
the color I have a
It,
teammate that
it,
plays there, Jaden Bond. He got a preferred walk on to play at the color
yeah,
whatever Callaway. I don't know how to say it,
I think it's
but yeah, no,
colorway. I
that's
think you had it right the first time, maybe, but
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
it might be the altitude sickness. It's so high up
yeah. No,
there. But
you weren't seeing me going to
uh,
Western. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, man.
Could not do it.
Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flightlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flightlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flightlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flightlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out.
so so the recruiting services have you listed as a D
Mhm.
end. Is that somewhere where you, after talking to coaching staff, is that somewhere where they think that you're going to align, or they maybe potentially slide you in interior? What's that looking like for you?
Coach Dorn, I mean not Coach Dorn. Well, yeah, Coach Dorn too, but Coach Wiles is like he's like he even got to a point where he was like, I mean, I think your body's built to play in this 3 down, and he's like, I
Yeah.
see you as an end. He said, Savion Jackson.
Yeah.
He says,
Yeah.
Yep.
who doesn't? He said,
Yeah.
he said he reminds, like I remind him. No, he vice versa. We remind each other of it. Like he reminds like him.
You're
Savion,
similar. You're similar to him,
yes,
right?
similar.
Yeah.
I can't
Similar in
No, I got
stature.
you. I got you.
words are hard,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he
You're
kind of
good, brother.
sees that like me as a young version of that. So obviously he wants me to play that true end spot, and he wants me, kicking down in three when it's weak, depending on what side of the field it is. But he sees me that end spot all the way. He's never even brought up inside to me. So yeah.
That's cool.
Gotcha. And then, so speaking of the feedback that they've given you, what have they told you that you need to work on, your senior year to, start, looking forward to the future after this year?
So I'm weight 260 right now. Coach Wallace says, don't worry about getting bigger. We'll take care of all that. Just go out there, be a great teammate for your senior year, and just work hard, have great effort. And they in my hands, we go work on my hands. But he really just said, go out there and have a great senior year, enjoy it, and be a great teammate. And then once you get here, we'll lock it in. It's kind of what he said.
Yeah.
I kind of like that response in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hear you. So you mentioned your senior year. Do you have goals for your senior year for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I have my own goals. Obviously, I have my team goals,
Yeah,
and there's a long list of those. But
sure.
but
Sure.
yeah, no, it's just what I really want to see this year for myself is just not get frustrated when because it's easy to get frustrated in games. Just work on that my frustration. I mean, everybody works on that, especially in football. And really, just I want to see myself, just be a good leader to my teammates, and then lead them hopefully to a state championship, and just get something out of you know in that leadership role, and then just obviously get into the quarterback every chance I can. I mean
I hear
that's
you.
really what I'm looking for, and I just want to see the team come together. I want to see us have a great year, and like Coach Havoc says, my Coach Havoc is our head coach. He's like, leave the Jersey in a better place, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to do that. So yeah.
That's cool.
And then speaking of your senior season, are you gonna try to be an early
Yeah.
enrollee to state, or you gonna? Yep.
Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, our early enrollee is the plan for me right now. I plan on coming in January, and that's kind of a tough decision for me because I play basketball and I run track. But I just feel like you get to a point in your life where you can't. If I would have stayed home, I would be doing it for whoever. Like I would be doing it for myself, and I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be no good to anybody. So I feel like I'm serious about this thing, and I'm ready to roll. That's just what you do these days. You go in January, so that is the plan for me. If anything changes, I'm sure you guys will be aware. Everybody will be aware, but that is the plan for me. Unless something
Yeah.
in my grades or like something in
Sure.
my classes that gets funky, but all I do is take English and take a couple of other classes, and I'll be on my way. But
That's cool, man.
it's kind of
Well,
sad, but
English
it's gonna
shouldn't
be
be an
good.
issue for you.
Yeah, no, I don't think it will be.
English shouldn't be an issue, man. You're speaking pretty
Yeah,
well.
well, I live
So,
with a speech therapist, so
That's
yeah,
cool.
so she
well,
yeah,
there
That's
you
I
cool.
live
go.
with a speech therapist, so she makes sure I can speak well enough to at least sound
That's cool.
somewhat presentable.
So let me ask you this then. Talking about the recruiting class you're in, we've talked about the guys who are from the mountains, but just as a whole, where do you feel like the recruiting? How do you feel about the recruiting class you're in? You see the talent there? I mean, 'cause I think it's a really
Yes.
good recruiting class.
I think it like I haven't looked at the history, but I feel like this is one of the better classes that we've had. It just off of sheer looking at the rankings, but even as people, I mean, after every person I talk to, every commit I talk to, we're very like minded, and we all have the same type of goals, and I feel like that's one of the reasons that's who they recruit, who Coach Doran's recruiting, who all the coaches are recruiting. And I feel like they're getting these right guys together, and if they get these right guys together, I think we can have something special. But like
Yeah.
I said, I mean Lex Thomas, I mean he's a great guy. You got Juice at the tight end, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Brandon down in South Carolina, I mean they're all just great guys who love football, and I feel like one day we're all just gonna love each other, and it's gonna be good stuff. We're all gonna be down there the 29th. I'm excited to get around all those guys. They're not
Oh yes, you're
I mean
going
I know
Alpha Wolf.
Yep. So I plan on being there at Alpha Wolf, and like there's not one recruit that I don't like. So I feel like they're getting the right guys in, and they're
Yeah.
getting talented guys in. It's not just they're not just getting in these bums. I mean, these are talented guys
Yeah.
from NC, I mean, from North Carolina in itself is what I think is cool. State loves they love their homegrown kids, and I feel like that's important to have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying other universities in North Carolina don't. I feel like they put a real emphasis on in-state goods and getting guys all over too. I mean, I think they got a good group of people, and it's gonna be good stuff. I'm excited about it.
No, you're definitely spot on. That's one of the things Coach Doran preaches is he wants to build a wall around the state of North Carolina and keep all you great players selfishly to himself. So
As
yeah,
he should,
you're
Yeah.
definitely
That's
spot
what
on.
any
Absolutely.
good recruiter would want to do, man. You prioritize your state. So and you mentioned those guys. Even just you mentioned Brandon, you mentioned Juice, which is for those who don't know, that's Javante Vereen, and a few other guys. Man, I'm excited about it. And I think with this recruiting class, I don't see the staff feeling like they have to go after like numbers. Like we have to get like a bunch of guys because we've just depleted. They're getting specific guys they want, and they're talented
They
guys.
can be very choosy. They can be very choosy at this point, as what I feel like they can they're going to get in the right guys because I mean, to be honest with, they coaches have character and they have morals and they know what they're looking for. So they're going to be very choosy who they get. Like I mean, me and Cayman are pretty close, and he's right down the road, 30 minutes away.
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely,
not far at
just an
all.
outstanding guy. I mean, he's a junior marshal. I mean, he's just an outstanding guy. I mean, the guys they're being very choosy, and they're getting great people and even better football players. So I mean, I'm like I said, I'm excited, and it's going to be
Yeah.
good. And
So
coaches know what they're doing; they have it all in their hands. I'm just a little pawn, kind of helping.
no, man. Hey, well, you say helping, man.
No.
My next question was going to go towards the guys who haven't committed yet. I know I've seen you, and I've seen Javante, I've seen Brandon, I've seen Lex, a whole bunch of guys during their class trying to be like on these guys, trying to get them to come join. Are there any guys in particular you're trying to recruit, or who, like, what does that look like?
So I was on Cayman for a long. Like,
thank you. We owe you a thank you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But I kind of knew it was really going to be between us and VT. VT is very comparable. I feel like. Type of people.
Yeah.
Like I said, like good, hardworking. Like, they're very comparable. I mean, that's really, and I mean, they're going to do a great job up there. I know. But yeah, no. I mean, I knew Cayman. I knew what type of guy he was, and I knew he belonged with NC State guys, and he belonged with us. And every guy I talked to, Coach Wiles, he kind of gives me like a couple. He's trying to get like maybe one other D lineman, something like that, maybe one or two. So I'm talking to a couple guys. Okay, no.
You don't got to know their names. I'm just curious.
You don't have to name names. No, we don't want to put you on the spot.
I don't know. Like I know. Like, I've been texting. I haven't met him in person, so I don't know how to pronounce his name. But I've been recruiting guys and trying to get them to believe in this thing with us. And I feel like Coach Wiles said, if you feel like they're not a fit for us, let me know right away. And but every guy he's given me to and I've talked to, they fit with us, and cool. He kind of skims that out for the most part. So, but yeah,
that's cool, man. Well, so I guess a few last questions I have for you. I don't know if we really touched on this yet. What do you like to do for fun? Like, what's your? You're down. You want to chill out. You want with your buddies. What do you like to do?
So I can't play football or work out.
I mean, looks like he's pretty good at interior decorating. I like those lights back there.
Okay. And now this is all my grandma right here. She got these for me for Christmas. I asked for them, but yeah, no, I just kind of put them up. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no,
that looks sharp.
I like them. I don't like doing red. I was gonna do red. I thought it'd be a little much, so I kept it on purple. But
you're gonna get enough red in the next 4 years. Don't worry.
yeah, exactly. But what was the question? Are you back to the question?
No, just.
Sorry, hobbies.
Hobbies. Yeah. So, like I said, I've actually picked up. I fished before, like early freshman year, but kind of lost it during COVID. So I've kind of picked that up, within the last couple of days. I'm excited about that. Have you guys ever heard of spike ball? We play a lot of spike ball up here. We play a lot of spike ball. So we have Ted back fields or turf fields, and we all go over there and we just play spike ball. I love doing that with the guys. Love going to the lake with the guys. Obviously, I can call working out, lifting weights. I call that a hobby, but no, really, I like going to the lake, playing spike ball, fishing a little bit, stuff like that. Stuff you would imagine a mountain kid likes doing for the most part.
So is there any good trout fishing there? Or do you fish bass, or do you care? I guess
I'm more of a bass guy, just because I like to be able to hold it up like that.
I know.
For no reason.
Trophy.
But we have great trout. We have great trout fishing. Now me, whenever I get a trout, I reel it in. I have to grab it with my hands. It's I don't like all that. See, bass are easier. You just kind of. So I'm over a bass guy.
Have you ever tried fly fishing?
No, I don't have patience.
I'm getting too in the weeds there. Yeah.
No, I'll be tangled up. That'll be a horrible sight. I'm gonna keep my open face. Just cast that open face.
So my last one here for you is: have you taken in a game day yet at NC State at Carter Finley? Have you?
Yeah.
And if you have, what's your experience there?
So I was there to beat Clemson. I don't think it's at least that year. So
that was a pretty sweet game.
When he caught that pass, and like I said, I don't know how to put this without sounding bad, but I like that rowdiness. I was looking for rowdiness, crowd and passionate fans, and that State definitely has it. And
ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's a compliment. That's not a negative.
And I'm going to say, man, they never. Because I was a student. I'll give you kind of for me. I was a student there from the fall of 2010 to the spring of 2014. That's when I was there.
Okay.
And they've never let the fans rush a field. I said never. They did back when they tore down a goalpost back 20 some years ago. But that was the last time that they've stormed the field. So that was since then, and then they rushed the field against Carolina. But you picked a really good game, obviously.
Game
some of us did. Some of us rushed the field.
I have a funny story about the Carolina games. I was helping with the trip.
No, you don't. I got a better one.
We couldn't go. So we couldn't go, right? We couldn't go because we were decorating the Christmas tree, and it was a week before me type of moment, if you ever had any of those. So I was in here decorating the tree. They had me on the top doing the star because I'm the tallest.
Yeah.
I'm over here looking like, like what's happening, like he's like that was it. And I'm sitting here just like, they're like, Isaiah, focus. I'm like, I'm sorry. So and that right then and there, and I watched most of the state games all through that year. I can say that now, kind of thing. But I watched, I kept track of them really. And but yeah, no, it was good stuff. It was good stuff. And the rest, and that thing they jump off of Steve, that's not like an easy jump.
So now we got Greg. You got to tell him your story.
All right, I think I have a joke. All right, I think might know what this is.
No, it's not
It's
a
real.
joke.
So-
Not a joke. Are you okay?
Well, Greg was at the game too. I was not at the Carolina game. I was at my in-laws for Thanksgiving, but Greg attempted to make that jump, right, Greg?
I did. And Isaiah, you're not kidding. It is a steep jump. I didn't stick the landing and I broke my leg.
So he was the guy who kind of got.
It's not a joke.
Greg was the
No,
guy
joke.
coming out of the game that the newspapers were writing story about, like man breaks leg rushing Carter Finley Field or something like that.
If you want to Google it when you're done, you'll have a
Yeah,
good
I think
laugh.
I'm gonna Google it because I didn't hear that one. I know something.
Yeah.
You probably won't be doing that again. I'm guessing. Huh? Maybe get like a.
My wife won't let me. No,
Yeah,
no.
You gotta listen
He has
to
rules.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
man,
absolutely.
you talked about the atmosphere. We've been doing some episodes, in the past, going back the last 2 years, different episodes talking about different games that were really special that we've attended ourselves and ranking certain games. But that Clemson game, Carolina game, those are up there. So you picked a really good game to go to for Clemson, man. And I imagine when you're playing there, you're going to be experiencing it in a whole different way because you're going to be on the field. It's really awesome.
People say you feel like even I can't remember who told me. It was one of the guys I talked to, but they said like you almost feel like you're bulletproof running out there. And that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's. I can't wait to feel that feeling.
I can see that.
You know
Cool,
what
man.
I mean?
Well, hey, so last question I got for you, wrapping up here. You've seen the rowdiness you mentioned of NC State fans, and you've seen them on social media, like on Twitter and Instagram, whatever. They're really excited about this class. They're really excited about you joining the class and your future. Do you have like a message for the fans watching?
Yeah, kind of just, thank you guys so much for your support, and I hope I make all you guys proud when I'm there. So yeah, go Pack.
man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we're really excited about it.
Yeah,
I think
there
you
you
have a
go.
really great future, man. And I mean, like on the field, off the field, man, just hearing how. I mean, I'll say to genuine, like you were a very impressive guy, and just hearing
Well,
you
thank you.
talk, at
Thank
least
you.
hearing you talk, and we've never really met, but just the impression you left on us is a really good one, man. So I'm excited.
Well,
I'm proud
glad.
in a way
glad
that you guys have joined State. You can clearly tell there is a common thread of maturity around this class. So
and that's important because that that leads to other things when stuff happens, adversity hits. I mean, that's something that's important. I feel like coaches see that. So, but like I said, I really appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
I mean, I would say stay humble, but you're way past that. So
you guys,
just
you can't
just,
let complacency settle in. That's when
that's
when
right.
you start having
Yeah, man.
issues. So and then when you believe in a higher power, it's it's easier to do that.
I hear you, man.
But, I
Well,
have my
hey,
moments. I have my moments for sure.
yeah, man. Well, hey, Isaiah, thank you so much for joining the show and letting us interview you. And again, we are really excited about your future and seeing what happens for you in the next 4 years. And in this case, where God leads you through all of that, but really just seeing you dominate, man. I'm really excited about seeing that, setting the edge and getting some sacks and some tackles for loss, man.
That's the
And
plan. That's the plan.
maybe some
That's what we're here for.
interceptions along the way. You never know.
Hey, I haven't got one since freshman year,
I-
so we'll see if I can get another one.
I do have one thing to
Yeah.
say though. I cannot see like you're like the Incredible Hulk. I feel because like don't make you angry because you're a complete chill
Yeah.
guy, but I'm thinking you flip a switch when you get on that
You can
field
see it on
because
film.
off the
Yeah, you
field.
can
it's
see it on film.
insane. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, so anyway,
gentlemen
I'm
off the
excited for
field,
you.
A monster or whatever you want to call it on the field.
Right.
That's kind of
Yeah.
what I'm preaching. That's something you got to flip that switch for sure. You can't be a
I
nice
hear
guy
you,
on the
man.
field. That's just what it is.
Well, hey, Isaiah, thank you so much. And again, to this, all you fans, I really appreciate y'all watching the show and joining our show, our channel this week. And really, I'm real excited about it. If you don't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, that really helps us get out to other fans too. And yeah, look forward to what Isaiah has in store in the program and the rest of his season, and keep following him at Watauga. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in, and go Pack.